Hey everyone. Okay, so I got up this morning and went for my walk. I was a little slow with everything else. There were just some things that were on my mind. And I came up with this idea an idea for a new story came to me, so that's what I was thinking. But anyway, yeah, I did my walking meditation today, and one thing that I guess that has really stuck out to me is in this month of rebirth. So I'm starting to realize one of the most important facets of, I think, kind of living Dharma, the Dharma life, being able to grow through your mistakes and everything. I think it's understanding sovereignty. Now, what I mean is also power and responsibility, as well as accountability, all those things. But I realize sovereignty is really important. This concept of recognizing that you yourself exist as an independent entity that has to cooperate with other independent entities to make something greater, right? Kind of like how cells in a body work. And it's been really actually illuminating to me as I've kind of come to see how important understanding that is. And I feel like that's almost like a baseline concept that we have to understand. We ourselves operate independently, and we have our own personal needs and personal wants and personal goals and missions, but that also can interline and interlock and work with others, and sometimes those come to a head, and I think figuring out the reasons why they come to a head and they don't cooperate necessarily is really important. And that was a big nature of my thoughts, as well as I've been trying to think of how to structure this my presence, because the biggest thing is with Dharma, I want to be able to focus exclusively on this, as well as my writing, and those are the two things that are really important to me. I want to be able to help people with their emotional health through storytelling and through actual coaching. Those are kind of like the things that I'm really focused on and trying to get there too. But it's not easy because there's a lot of economic know-how and practical skills that I don't have that I need to get. So I'm working on it. So I think I'm just slowly going to figure out something. I was doing Rebound Mondays, and I've been in and out with those. And I enjoy doing them. I just need to be consistent. That's the secret to anything, is just being consistent. So I'm trying to build that up, and that's why I guess I'm just starting with my own personal routine. And then hopefully that'll reflect in my business soon enough. But I'll keep uploading these videos, and eventually we'll just gain enough traction, and whether or not anyone watches these is fine, I suppose. But I guess I just need to start doing just whatever I can. So I guess if I had to give this piece of advice, especially on rebirth, is thinking about your goals, but also focusing on your systems, right? So right now, my system is really built around my 5:30 wake-up routine. Waking up, going outside for a walk, doing Duolingo, which is hilarious because I'm doing Japanese and Spanish right now, and I'm really learning Spanish. I do the Japanese one, and it's super easy, but it's funny. When you already know so much, you can just kind of cheat through, and you feel good about yourself. And I like getting the medals on it day by day, so that's fun. But anyway, yeah, I'm heading out to a meeting. I gotta take care of some stuff, and I do some work tonight. But one of the biggest thing I wanted to talk about was just this idea of sovereignty. And I think I'll dive deeper into it in probably like a lecture or a lesson I'll make. But it's something that I've decided, and I've seen it's really important, like understanding personal sovereignty and really deciding when and how people take and get to that point. Because as I'm starting to get older, I'm realizing more and more if our situation in life reflects who we naturally are, I think there's a lot of people who don't necessarily have that, which is why we've always been subject to kings and rulers and things like that. And now those kings and rulers, happen to be corporations and CEOs. And I feel like maybe the reason that happens is because there's kind of like this natural order of like people who naturally understand how to gain sovereignty, rather through economic means or through spiritual means or whatever, and somehow their life builds to that point, while others are always subject to them. So you get that. And I think that paradigm, that dynamic is changing as people are becoming more and more self-aware. Like this new generation that's coming up, they're coming to realize that they're more sovereign. I think the problem is, though, in some ways they're advanced in understanding that the idea of sovereignty, but in another way they don't have the skills practically to handle their own sovereignty, which can be a problem. Anyway, those are my thoughts for today. This is day 10. Well, actually, it's more like day 1, but day 10, because I resetted. But yeah, it's the second day of the year, and we're going to try and get a whole year out of this, so keep it up, stay happy.